on DC News Now. New video of a Loudoun County woman who is missing in the Dominican Republic.
So that was the first thing that really caught my eye.
What former FBI agents are telling us about that video and what stands out about the investigation.
There are flu fears in Maryland when 2 students died last month.
I want to make sure that there's nothing that I'm passing to him and vice versa.
Some families rushing to protect their children tonight.
Well, cloudy and cooler conditions is expected for your Thursday, but we're tracking a warm-up. We'll have those details up next.
What we're facing could be very detrimental to our city.
Uncertainty tonight as a federal shutdown looms. The massive cuts we could see in the district if a current funding bill passes the Senate.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 10. I'm Susan Tram.
And I'm Chris Flanagan. We have new video tonight of the Northern Virginia woman who disappeared on spring break in the Dominican Republic. This is 20-year-old Sudiksha Konanki. Take a look at this surveillance video from a Punta Cana hotel. It captures a group of people, including Konanki, walking to the beach around 4:15 in the morning. There's now an international search for the University of Pittsburgh student from Loudoun County. Today, the county sheriff named an American tourist as a person of interest in her disappearance. But he says this remains a missing persons investigation, not a criminal one. A former FBI agent telling us what could happen if investigators discover more evidence.
If they had more evidence in that and he was detained down there, you'd read him his rights. They would come in and they really start taking over the investigation to the point. They have to be very careful about that right now. You want a chain of custody of all the evidence, and you want his statements to be able to stand up in court if he makes them.
Now, a Konanki family friend telling us they are just in a lot of pain and so much worry right now, and they are not speaking openly about the situation as this investigation continues. The new surveillance video showing Konanki and raising so many new questions here. Tonight, we check with a former federal investigator who's helping us understand what we're seeing in that video.
Yeah, DC News Now's Max Marcilla joining us tonight here in studio with that part of the story. And Max, again, this is not a criminal investigation, but there are several agencies now involved.
Yeah, that's right, Chris and Susan. That includes the FBI, Homeland Security, Loudoun County Sheriffs, and of course the agency that has jurisdiction, which are the Dominican Republic Police. Now, for insight into how they're working together, what roles they may be taking on, we spoke with a former FBI special agent. This surveillance video from a Punta Cana resort showing 20-year-old Sudiksha Konanki walking with a group of friends several hours before she was reported missing, prompting a large-scale search. What stands out to you from the surveillance video that we've seen?
What I find interesting, and again, what was somewhat expected, was the inability for her to balance. She was really seemingly having issues walking.
That's former FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer. The man next to Konanki in that video is believed to be who Loudoun County sheriffs say is a person of interest. Is it standard to have a person of interest in a missing persons case, not a criminal investigation?
Oftentimes in missing persons cases where they are unsure whether criminal activity is afoot, they do name persons of interest, but they didn't go to the degree of saying a suspect.
Coffindaffer says there's plenty investigators should want to find out from this person, including a look at his phone. You can see here it appears he may be taking a selfie or a video with Konanki. What types of questions do you think would be asked?
So I would want to know exactly what happened on that beach, if they did indeed swim. And probably the biggest thing I would ask is, why in the world, if you knew that she was struggling swimming and a wave took her away, or words to this effect that you've stated, why didn't you call for help then?
So within the last few hours, we've heard from Dominican officials, and in a translated statement from the Attorney General, he says that they're applying a holistic investigation protocol, which he says examines all variables. Now, in that same statement, they also say prosecutors are conducting multiple investigative procedures that extend beyond a possible accidental event. Live in the studio, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Great insight there, Max. Thank you. We're continuing to follow that breaking news out of Maryland tonight. A dangerous discovery in Prince George's County where crews found an explosive The bomb squad responding here to a storage facility for that explosive device. You could see from the scene earlier in Suitland, and it was a really intense response. First responders found the explosive. They say that management discovered it around 5:30 tonight while they were cleaning out that unit. Prince George's County Fire telling us that the crews were able to make that area safe.
All right, taking a live look outside tonight as we're seeing a few clouds out there. They could stick around and impact our ability to see tomorrow night's total lunar eclipse. Looking over at our friends there in Roslyn, Virginia. Not a bad evening right now. We've been on a pretty good run.
Right. We have been spoiled. Meteorologist Brittany Ward joining us. We kind of just wanted yesterday to stick around through September, maybe.
Unfortunately, we will not be getting that tomorrow. We are starting to see those clouds roll in. That's going to continue as we head through your day tomorrow. We're also going to be tracking the cooler temperatures. But right now, it's a bit breezy out there. Winds are gusting upwards to about 23 miles per hour there in the nation's capital. We're seeing winds gusting upwards to about 24 as you head over there to Manassas. We are also seeing that easterly flow beginning to work its way across the area, and this is going to help push in some of the cloud cover we're going to be dealing with as we head through your Thursday. Now, temperatures have started to cool down. We're now sitting at 52 degrees in the nation's capital, 47 as you head over there to Lexington Park, still holding on to the upper 50s there in Woodstock. Now, through the rest of your evening into the early morning hours of tomorrow, definitely want to have the jacket when taking those kiddos out to the bus stop tomorrow. Temperature is waking up tomorrow around 5 a.m. expected to be in the lower 40s here in the nation's capital. Upper 30s, though, as you head back off to the north and the west, with highs Thursday afternoon struggling to get out of the 50s. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast and what to expect up next.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Families in Maryland are really eager to protect their children from the flu and headed right over to a free clinic in Prince George's County today.
Yeah, 2 elementary school students died of the disease last month, and school leaders say they've had a really high number of flu cases. DC News Now's Tim Reed has more from a very busy vaccine clinic in Upper Marlboro.
Tonight, more than 200 people lining up to get their flu vaccine at a walk-in clinic.
I just want to make sure my son and I are good.
Camille Rawlings and her son drove from D.C. to Prince George's County Wednesday afternoon so they can both get their shots. This concerned mother isn't taking any chances with her family's health.
Normally I do this every year. Last year, I think with all that was going on, I just forgot. And so now, it being available, I want to make sure that we're good. I worked with children for years, and I've been around them for years, so I want to make sure that there's nothing that I'm passing to him and vice versa.
The walk-in flu vaccine clinic was held in the gym at James Madison Middle School in Upper Marlboro. It's a partnership with county schools and the health department.
So we're offering free flu vaccines to our families. We also have resources to provide them about flu, hand washing.
Jones tells us some people doubled up, getting their latest COVID boosters as well.
It's important because most of us keep our health as granted. Like most of us say, oh, I'm good. I won't get sick of flu, like never happens, but.
Organizers say they are also educating families about making sure kids are practicing good hygiene.
Making sure he's washing his hands thoroughly throughout the day. If he touches something, to ask his teacher if he can get up and go wash his hands.
Health department officials say they are planning more walk-in flu clinics in the near future. In Upper Marlboro, Maryland, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
Police say a hiker found a human skull earlier this month in Rock Creek Park. Now take a look at these images you see right here on your screen. Montgomery County Police say that the clothing is similar to what was located with the skull and other bones in a wooded area. Investigators believe the person was a Hispanic boy in his late teens, about 5'5". If you have any information, police want to hear from you.
The Department of Education firing half of its staff, about 1,300 workers, and they close their D.C. headquarters and regional offices across the country today for security reasons. They are expected to reopen tomorrow. Now, school districts say 10% of school funding comes from the feds. We'll have much more on that impact ahead in our next half hour. Meanwhile, a live look at Capitol Hill tonight, where we're still waiting to see when the Senate will vote on a partial budget bill. The government will run out of money Friday at midnight if legislation is not passed. But the proposal would have major impacts on D.C.'s already approved budget. Now, if it passes, the district will lose $1 billion of its own money.
In a new statement tonight, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser writing, "We remain hopeful that our partners in Congress will get it fixed this week. We sent a balanced budget to the Congress last year. They approved it, and we have been operating under this budget for nearly 6 months. But a government shutdown means that even more federal employees in the district will be out of work. Plus, city leaders are now anticipating another $1 billion in losses over 3 years.
Hits keep on coming. It comes from the gutting of federal jobs and agencies. DC News Now's Mariel Carbone has more on how council members are preparing for the impending blows.
This could really be a double hit for the district, and today local stakeholders telling D.C. council members that it is vital the district reduce its dependency on the federal workforce. As D.C. plans for the future.
We're talking about a city that is well run, that has been recognized for how well we have operated.
Recent changes by the federal government are sparking a big shift in the local economy.
I'm concerned, obviously. A lot of what we're seeing happen on Capitol Hill is happening through no fault of local district officials.
According to city projections, massive cuts in the federal workforce could reduce D.C.'s revenue by more than $1 billion over the next 3 years.
We do need to diversify our economy.
To stay resilient, Akash Thacker, Chief Acquisitions Officer for EYA, says D.C.'s economic development team must attract more private sector companies.
A team of, let's say it, well-paid, highly qualified professionals with a strategy in place that goes out and recruits the best and brightest companies from around the country.
What we're facing could be very detrimental to our city.
For D.C. Chamber of Commerce President Chinyere Hubbard, upskilling and reskilling former federal workers to match growing industries is also key.
And we should be looking at emerging industries like AI, as you say, cybersecurity, manufacturing, skills that can weather times like this.
Other suggestions.
It costs too much to build in the district.
Suspending some district policies that developers say are costly for business, from lengthy eviction processes to TOPA, a program that gives tenants the right to purchase if their building goes up for sale. And we know that the mayor's proposed rental act does make some changes to TOPA, the eviction timeline, and more, and tenants advocacy groups have already come out against those changes. Reporting from Capitol Hill, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.